Okay, when it comes to what to post, you don't always have to post quotes. It really depends on what type of page you're making, but there's a lot of people that will post customers using their product, like if you have a physical product, getting influencers on their page. Social proof is big. So, yeah, that's one of the main things I would say is figure out a clever way of whatever it is that you do. You can show people using it and how it benefits them. Tools. So, you can use Typorama, Canva. You can use Fonto, WordSwag. You also want to use a tool called Ink 361 that will allow you to snoop on the competitions page. Also, another strategy that's huge is making sure that you have long form description in the post. Tell a story. Make sure that it's engaging. Make sure that you're using hashtags. And what I generally like to do with the hashtags, I'll get 4 or 5 hashtags that have relatively low threshold of entry, so there won't be a lot of people following them. And I'll use that at the base of my hashtag system. And then the next step up, you want to do so maybe the first one is like 0 to 1,000 users are following that hashtag. You'll do like 4 or 5 of those. And then the next step up, do 1,000 to say 5,000 or 10,000, and that will be your next set of 4 to 5 hashtags. And then another layer of say 10,000 to 50,000, 4 or 5 of those hashtags, and then from the last set of 50,000, up to like 100,000. And when you pyramid, or like step structure these hashtags, what you're looking to do is get enough traction from the bottom tier to push you over into the next tier. And if you can keep successfully hitting those goals of getting enough exposure in each bracket, you'll generate something that goes viral. It'll end up on the explore page. So that's 2 things that you want to do outside of having really good content. Make sure that aesthetics are, on point, because Instagram is a social platform for the artist, photographers, videographers, stuff like that. They like stuff that is very clean, and it's like a display case. Instagram is like walking into a jewelry store and you see like the nicest jewelry that they have in the display behind the person, something like that. Everything's high polish. You also want to find other people in your niche and make sure that the hashtags are relevant to the image, make sure that they're relevant to what industry you're doing. When you find these other people who may even be competitors, you want to make sure that you're engaging with them and going into their post and giving feedback and responding to their audience. Because if we do the same thing and I go to your page and I see that you're not engaging with the people that are leaving you comments and etc., and I start doing that, I can easily siphon your fans. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Also, shout outs. So what that is is you can make sure that you cross promote each other when they post something that is your content and link you in the picture, reference, your page so that people can just click on the image and go to your page. They also have to put you in the description, and if they have a lot of followers and they give you a shout out, then in return you do the same for them. Generally, how these are negotiated is the people have close to the same amount of followers, and the more you do it, the more you level up, and you can benefit each other mutually. Or you can pay for shout outs. That's all negotiable. So you would contact them, you would find out how much they charge to do a shout out and take it from there. Obviously, if there's more value that you can bring to that interaction, then you'll get a better price, and the other person, can benefit it from it as well. So really take asset on whatever skills you bring to that negotiation. Whether you're doing it for free with the shout out for shout out, or if you're paying someone to do it, you probably should be doing both at the same time. And you want to track everything. Make sure that you're going in your analytics. Make sure that you're interpreting the data from every day. Have a consistent posting strategy. So come up with an idea of what you're going to post and set, maybe a weekly schedule. Every day we're doing 8 posts about XYZ, and then follow the analytics to really understand what is doing good and what isn't doing good. And obviously, kill the stuff that isn't doing well and keep doing the stuff that is gaining you traction. The shout outs are included in that. You really want to just be monitoring everything that's going on so that you can really get a gauge of what is bringing you the most success and results so that you can capitalize your time better and allocate resources. You're not wasting your time, basically. In relation to tracking everything, you want to make sure that the links that you provide are trackable. So you might want to use Bitly or something like that, a shortener. I think Google also has a way to track links. It's nice when they're customizable so that the link stays consistent with what it is that you're promoting and it looks clean. You want to also track all of the shout outs and influencer marketing that you're doing. You want to also track any kind of paid ads, and we'll get into that in a different video. You want to track your growth. There used to be apps that you could use to, follow, unfollow, and kind of get an idea of how many people were unsubscribing and dropping off, how many people were joining. They've updated their algorithm, so any kind of automation that you use on Instagram nowadays is detected pretty quick, and it could actually hurt your account. So you don't want to mess around with that kind of stuff. Just do it organically. Here's some more tools. You're going to want socialrank.com, socialblade.com, minter.io, and econosquare.com. Okay, recap. So you're going to want to make sure that you use the bio strategically. You're going to want to make sure you have a content strategy that is really clever. You're going to want to make sure that aesthetics is key. You're going to make sure that you are using the growth hacks mentioned. You're going to want to work with influencers. You're going to want to do shout out for shout out, and you're going to want to track everything in analytics.